Alright, we're gonna get ready for another recovery. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. We gotta fire up Big Green today. See if we can't this gets through out of the swamp. And this one's, let me tell you, in good. Probably one of the worst I've seen. So we're gonna be traveling about 110 miles this morning down to this job. So stay tuned. It's gonna be a good one. Well, we're not off to too good a start this morning. He's running, but I don't understand. The batteries were low, and I don't know. I've never had the batteries go low on this thing, so I don't know. Should be fine. I just jumped it and fired up, but yeah, just what we need. Start the day out with a jump start. Better bring the jumper pack with, otherwise we're gonna be a little bit if we have battery issues. This morning. Four's warming up. Gotta hook up the gooseneck, get her loaded up. Then we have to, on the way down, load up about 6 or 7 crane mats. We're going to mat a little bit out of the swamp because it's so wet, and get the skid loader winched up on the mats, and then go from there. But on the way down, we're going to grab a few mats. We're a little off there, huh? Look at her. Alright, 7:30 right on target. Loaded up. We gotta go pick up some mats, but they're on the way. I already dropped the skid steer off to load them last night. So we are in business. Nothing pisses me off more than someone with a Volkswagen that blocks the diesel pumps. Not filling, not in the car. This is enough to push me over the edge. Drive the car right there. Open up the pumps. You kidding me? I'm headed out here to the mat yard. We're gonna grab probably 5-6 of these bad dogs. Hey, the dinging's gone at least. Yeah. Bad. It's not young. I mean, it's meant for it, but it's not. It's nothing meant for it. This is about as bad as it gets. I won't be surprised if we don't put a man road through this whole thing. This is the worst terrain I've ever seen or driven on. I mean, literally over there's a lake. Yeah. It's straight ahead of that tractor. Fuck, man. I'm watching a funny video of the back sinks like a rock. Hey, stop! You got a blade. And he also said there's a tractor right to the back blade. He got that thing stuck trying to self-recover. That's... I wouldn't want to sit there too long. 2 weeks ago when everything was still pretty frozen. As you can tell, it's no longer frozen. Unhook or something? I don't know. I don't like it. This thing, you're going down. You watch it go down. At this point in the video, I was very panicked because I didn't want to lose my machine, and we didn't get a video of pulling it up out of this hole. But boy, it was ugly. I'm gonna get out of here, John, and just pull up where I'm safe before I lose it. Stay in the corner of the woods. You're better off than exposed. Yeah, oh shit. Look at it. Wouldn't sit too long, especially off a mat. That fucker's going down fast. You know, there's one thing I've learned when it comes to towing. You got to know when to stop. Because if you don't know when to stop, you put yourself in a predicament that you don't want to be in. We had it out there, but it was awful. The worst swamp. I mean, it is just shy of a lake. The skid is gone, completely gone. And I was up over the tracks. I get on a little bit high ground, and it would sink over the tracks as it sat there. Because there's a little bit of ice, and the sun's out, and it's melting. And I was just setting myself up to be in a not good situation. So I'm backing out of this one. I'm going to be here. I'm going to help. We got a little bombardier that I built for them a couple years back, just like my red one. And they got that out there, but it's a little bit more apt to the really, really boggy stuff. But the problem is I don't know if it's got enough ass behind you to pull that skid steer up out of there, up on some mats. So we took it out of there. I don't want to risk it. I mean, it's just, you see some recovery guys that push this stuff and they lose their own equipment for what, you know, at the end of the day, you don't want to be paying to get your own equipment out. And when you get this kind of equipment stuck, it's not that easy to get out. Like, the hardest to get out because it's just the places it can go where no one else can't. And honestly, the best way is to build an entire mat road out here from shore, but shore is so far away. So I don't know how this is going to go. Honestly, might have to hit up Heavy D and pick it with a Blackhawk. Sounds crazy, but it's either that or let this thing sit till winter and pull it out in a block of ice when it freezes. But as far as doing it in the summer, pretty much have to do it with a full mat road. But to source that many mats, and you're talking, you have easily 3 days in it between trucking, placing, recovering, getting it out. So you gotta know where to draw the line. I'm drawing the line on this one right here. I think that's just what an experienced guy would do that isn't cut out for it, to do it as good as I'd want. What is this? That is not good. That came off something important. Very important. Probably a good thing I noticed that. That looks like a nut for a wheel on a bombardier. Yeah. So that's about how today's going. Let's stay tuned. This is going to be interesting if we get any further on it, which I would rather just call it and go get lunch. And it's Friday. Enjoy the weekend because the sun's up. So stay tuned. Keep her coming. You're good. It's a little bit more right there. No, I think that's it. If he wants to hit that board. Yeah, I don't think so. So in this portion of the video, we were able to get the little bombardier in there on a better pad, but as you can tell, the pad is pushing down severely. And the winch has never stopped. It's just like the little bombardier, I mean, it's 8,000 pounds, just doesn't have enough ass behind it to get it up. You can see it wheeling up. Yeah, we could tie the blade down, but that's a great way to destroy your equipment. You could rip it in half. Honestly, if you tied the blade down in this predicament, probably push all the mats straight down and you risk losing the machine even more. But as you can tell in the video, we got it rigged off to some trees on the right because we're trying to cam the machine over to the right and then use the other line to pick it to try to get it up onto something. I mean, honestly, at this point, we're kind of just pissing in the wind because I think even, like, what are you going to do? Get it up to nothing? Like, you're getting it up to nothing at this point. But we thought we'd give it a shot. We're here. We might as well give it a try. This video really shows like what we're dealing with and how soft it really is. I don't think there's a good option to do this job like I talked about as a mat road, but 30 semi-loads at least doubled up. You just couldn't. It's just not worth it at that point. The machine's already smoked, so freezing it in is pretty much the best option and the most cost-effective to get it out. It's kind of how these jobs go sometimes. You give it your effort, and even with a job like this, we put a ton of time into it. Ron's got a ton of time into it, but it's not like we're going to come away with a big payday for trying. Like, we're chalk it up as a loss. We did what we could do, and a lot of the stuff doesn't get billed. That's just the way we roll, and the guy will probably call us back coming, in January, and we might get the job, but I think between us here, if we get the job or not, honestly, it's not that big of a deal to us. This is part of the deal, part of recovery work, and the risk you take on some of these jobs. And I think at the end of the day, we're just happy our machines aren't broken around the trailer headed home. And, I mean, the video probably doesn't show up very well. Unless you're boots on the ground, you really don't understand how boggy that is. I think you could probably take an ice auger and drill through the 4 foot of crust, and you could drop a fishing line. like that's basically what we're working with. And you know, we tried to winch on it with the little bombardier, and them things, like, the winches don't stop. Like, it's gonna winch. The problem is it just keeps pushing our mats down and our timbers, and it just sucks us closer to the machine and just gets you that much closer to breaking through that, you know, 4 feet of mud and weeds that hold you up. And the more you disturb that type of ground, you're just going to go down. It's just going to bring you down. And you can just sit there and winch on it all night long, and you're just going to disturb the soil around it. Before you know it, the whole thing's a lake, and you're done, and your equipment's framed alongside it. So after speaking with the owner, it's private property, it's his machine, whatever, he don't care. He's going to say, we're going to wait till January. I don't know if we're going to get the job or if he's going to do it himself. I guess I don't really care, to be honest. But honestly, cost, you know, it's going to be the cheapest to do it in the winter. Because, like I said, you'd have to get 3 trucking companies, tons of mats, an excavator to forward the mats, with still huge risk of now an excavator and our equipment as well. I just don't see it being worthwhile. At the end of the day, in the water right now, it's already damaged. And if it freezes in, it's only going to freeze the top 8 inches because the swamps don't really freeze good anyways. So regardless, it's in water now, it's going to be in water then. So at the end of the day, it really don't make a difference. It's just time. And he was just a private property owner, and you don't need the machine. And I guess see you in January, I suppose. But like I said, I can't guarantee we'll be back there. I guess, like I said, it doesn't really matter to me. All I care is my equipment's on the trailer. Might have been a day burn, but, you know, better than my equipment sitting in the bottom of the swamp until January. So that's where we're going to leave this one. It is what it is. Like I said, I have no bad feelings about it because I'm going home with all my stuff in working order, and I really got to push the green machine to really know what it would walk on. And I think we're basically walking on water at that point. I don't know, I mean, it's still a great machine. I'm going to keep it, keep refining it. But as far as flotation, I'm pretty happy, but I was also nervous. I was nervous when that thing started to go down because, like I said, I don't want to make someone else's problem my problem. Call me selfish, call me what it is, but it's the truth. And until your boots on the ground on a job like this, in these kind of circumstances, you'll never understand. I mean, I'm sure there's someone that's got a better way, but until you put your boots on the ground on the job site, I don't want to hear it. But that's just the way it is. December, January, you know, you could stack hay bales over the top of that hole, you know, so it doesn't freeze tight, you know, just like you do to a septic, and take snowmobiles and drive around the hole all winter, or beginning of winter, or whatever, and drive that frost in, set up a nice pad, shear off the brush, pick that thing out of the hole, drag it to shore, throw it in a heated building, and you're done. And you could do that in a day versus 5 days putting mats out, taking mats in, risking equipment on virtually a lake. So this is a fail video, and I'm proud to say we failed. So hopefully we can return to this project in December, January, and go from there. So stay in the loop, and I think we'll be back on this one. And if we're not, like I said, I don't really care because working in the cold sucks. So there it is.